Well, many will tell you there are advantages to being married: 2 incomes, more help with the kids. But it seems there's another perk. Tonight, News Channel 5 investigative reporter Ben Hall examines what the state is calling a loophole that could damage the environment.
Chickens are ruining Carol Davis's quality of life.
We have 12 chickens and 2 ducks.
Not the few she keeps in her backyard.
Hey, babies.
But the 60,000 her neighbor has.
Nobody come and ask me if I minded a chicken barn being right down the road from me.
Davis says the big problem is the smell.
People don't want to come see you if your house stinks.
The 4 barns in Macon County are part of a network of breeder farms for a subsidiary of Tyson Chicken, named Cobb Van Tress.
My property value now has decreased immensely.
The farm's owner, Ryan Russell, applied for a permit to house up to 70,000 chickens. But a farm that size requires annual inspections and regular oversight. So Russell divided his property between the barns, putting 2 barns in his wife's name and 2 in his name. Suddenly, both were small enough to avoid the stricter regulations.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
I've not seen another situation where people have gone in and said, this is what we're going to do, it's okay, and on its face, it just seems not okay.
Sierra Club attorney Brian Paddock was shocked when we showed him how the husband and wife operations were able to get around regulations.
They're doing everything they can to avoid regulation, and they probably know that the cop waves them through.
The cop in this case is the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation, which is supposed to make sure tons of manure from the barns doesn't pollute surrounding streams. Our investigation uncovered emails in which an executive with Cobb Van Tress laid out plans to split the farm to the state. The executive writes, just wanting to make sure we are on the same page before Ryan spends the money to have his 2 farms split up. If he has 2 farms split up to where one is in his name and one is in his wife's name, will that make it so he doesn't have to apply for a CAFO permit? After the state gave the split their approval, the Cobb Van Tress executive forwards the email to Ryan Russell with an FYI and an exclamation point. TDEC wouldn't do an interview, but a spokesperson said the landowners may have taken advantage of the situation and insisted the state never advised the farmer to split his property.
That's the state selling out its people.
Davis couldn't believe the Russells used their marriage to avoid regulation under the Clean Water Act.
If you're married, it's common property. So it's both of theirs.
In fact, EPA guidelines raise more questions. They say farms that adjoin each other should be counted as one if they have a common owner. For example, the same family or business entity owns both. Even though the Russells are the same family, TDEC claims the husband and wife are separate legal entities.
TDEC should go back and take a look at the whole situation.
Hey, girls.
Carol Davis believes the state bent the rules to give a major chicken producer a pass.
It doesn't surprise me. It means the big corporation is doing what they've always done in places. It's like they're avoiding the law. They're finding loopholes to knock the law out.
We called Ryan Russell, who told us to call Cobb Van Tress. The company said permits are between the farmer and the state, and their manager just asked TDEC a question. They say they are following the law.